He was the legendary voice that we all knew and loved, the iconic voice of Saturday Night Live that just celebrated its 40th anniversary.
Don Pardo retired in Tucson and continued to announce SNL until he died 6 months ago at the age of 96.
Tonight, his daughter spoke only to Night on Your Side's Ricky Mitchell about Don Pardo's long and successful career as an NBC announcer.
Well, Donna Pardo describes her dad as a true professional. Before SNL, he was the voice of the original Jeopardy and the original Price is Right. And when that show asked him to leave NBC to become its full-time announcer, he said, "I'm sorry, I'm too loyal to NBC." Don Pardo, in his famous voice, welcomed viewers to Saturday Night Live since the beginning.
Very few people knew what he looked like.
Donna Pardo says she has fond memories of listening to her father, who she says was a perfectionist.
He always practiced, constantly practicing. I mean, I would go to see him and I would be outside the door and I could hear him live from New York, practicing, always practiced.
Tina Fey!
She says he would rehearse the names of new SNL cast members over and over and had little tricks to perfect his voice.
He would put a pencil in his mouth, hold the pencil with his teeth, and talk around the pencil. That would help him enunciate.
Hired as an NBC staff announcer in 1944, Don Pardo would work 4-hour shifts, prepared for breaking news.
He was actually in that booth when Kennedy was shot.
In downtown Dallas, President Kennedy was shot today just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas.
He spent the last 8 years of his life in this Tucson townhome, where NBC would pick him up and fly him first class each week to New York City. The show even celebrated his 90th birthday on air.
He was a very humble man, so he was always surprised when people wanted to do things like that for him.
Donna says she had the chance to watch a few live shows and remembers talking with cast member Maya Rudolph about her dad.
She said, "I just love your dad. I just love your dad." And he talks about his children. And so those are things that I remember. Makes me sad, but you know, he was very proud of his family.
Let's hear it, Don. It's Saturday Night Live!
We all miss him. He was, what do people say? He was larger than life. He really was.
Now, Donna says her father always wanted to improve. He had this paragraph printed out, and he would read it so often. Donna says she and her siblings had it memorized. Now, just the first sentence for you. Literary aspirants should religiously eschew polysyllabic orthography. And it just continues with a long string of complicated words, but that's just one of the ways he would work on his voice. Guy, Stella?
Ricky, thank you. Yeah, Ricky let me take a look at that piece of paper, and I'm like, my goodness, I can't believe he just read this over and over again. But I was watching that interview like you. I just want to hear more and more about him.
He's such a great man.